Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Steve Byrne here, aka Pop and Fresh 87, that's what I go by on Xbox and Twitch. And today we're back for another episode of the Into the Future series. We are 160 years into the future. So if you like this kind of content, then please do feel free to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment anything you want to hear about below. Let's get going. So as normal, we start in England, and we can see here that Manchester City were the last team that won the league in the 60 season, with Derby being the runners-up. So let's see how things have panned out in the last 20 years. So City have won it 3 years on the trot. And wow, look, Derby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row. Derby were the Premier League champions, and Palace came second in the 67-68 season. And a few third place finishes. Ooh, Palace looking good. Then Arsenal won it in the 70s, start of the 70s, and then again in 71. And then Derby again before Arsenal get another title, and then Derby once more, followed by Manchester United, Derby, Arsenal, Manchester United, Tottenham, and Manchester United. So it's been quite an interesting last 20 years actually, mainly dominated by Derby, and then probably Arsenal, then United, then Tottenham. Wow. Well, obviously Man City had a little spell as well, but we can see here even Derby finished third a few times, second a handful of times, so Derby are the team to be beaten. Let's go and have a look at the FA Cup. Watford were the champions in the 60 season, as we left the last episode, and Brighton were the runners-up. So let's see if there's any new teams that have won the FA Cup. So Arsenal beat Derby, City beat Derby, unlucky Derby, then Arsenal won again against United, Derby eventually won the FA Cup against Newcastle, then Chelsea beat Liverpool, and then Derby 3 years on the trot, beating Arsenal, Leicester and Chelsea respectively. Then Arsenal won it again against Watford, Derby got the FA Cup back against Southampton, United beat Man City, and then Arsenal twice against Southampton and Brighton, and then Brighton beat Crystal Palace, United beat Tottenham, Arsenal then beat Chelsea, and then for 3 years in a row Tottenham won, beating Blackburn, Bournemouth and Arsenal in the final. And then Arsenal got their revenge in the current season because they beat Tottenham in the final at Wembley. So Derby again having a lot of trophies, and Arsenal having a lot of trophies, and Tottenham also having their name in the mix, as well as Man United. So that's the FA Cup for the last 20 years. Let's have a look at the Carabao Cup. So the previous Carabao Cup winners were Watford. They beat Aston Villa in the 59-60 season. So let's skip ahead and see who's been winning that one. So Southampton beat Derby, then Watford twice beat Derby, so Derby got to 3 finals and lost them all. Villa beat Newcastle, Tottenham then beat Arsenal, another big rivalry there. Derby beat Palace, Newcastle beat Villa, then Derby beat Tottenham, Brighton beat Palace, Liverpool beat Manchester United, that's another big Derby game. Looking forward to watching that real life on Sunday, I believe. Where do we get to? Waylaid. Derby beat West Brom, then Arsenal beat United, and then Watford. Derby picked up a win against Arsenal. Tottenham then added another to their collection by beating Brighton. Brighton won it the next year against Derby, and then Derby against Man United. And then for the last 3 years, Tottenham have beat Middlesbrough, West Brom, and Manchester United. So for the last 3 years, Tottenham are the holders of the Carabao Cup. So now it's time to travel across the channel and go to Spain. So as we see, when we left the last episode, Barcelona were pretty dominant throughout the last 20 to 40 years, and there had been a few inclusions of Bilbao, Celta Vigo, Eibar and Getafe winning the Spanish league. So within the last 4 years of the last episode, Barcelona had gone on to win it 4 years on the trot. So let's see if that streak continues. So as I slowly scroll up, we can see Barcelona did go and win it for another 2 years, pipping Getafe and Alaves, becoming champions, and then Valencia won the league in 62-63. Barcelona retained it again for another 2 years, and then Bilbao pipped Getafe, and then Zaragoza finished third that season, so no Madrids or Barcelona in that top 3. And then Barcelona then went on to, here we go, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row. Then Getafe got themselves another La Liga title. Celta Vigo added 3 more, and then Valencia added 2 more. And the current champions of Spain are Celta Vigo, who pipped Barcelona to the title, and San Sebastian, which is Real Sociedad. So, Celta Vigo, they've, in the last 7 years, they've managed to get themselves 4 trophies. So, Vigo are doing pretty well. Now let's go and head over to Italy. Udinese were the last champions in Serie A as we left the last episode. They beat Inter and Juventus to the title, so let's see if Udinese have added any more to their collection. So the year later, Juventus went on to win the Serie A, then it went to Inter, Juventus then won it twice, Inter, Juventus, Roma, dividing things. As we can see here, they've not won it for a long time. Can't see them in that period since 41-42. Then Inter, Juventus, Inter, Juventus, Inter, Juventus. So it's been very, heavily dominated by Juventus and Inter Milan. And even the second spots, there's Udinese, got themselves a second place finish in 78-79 season. But a second place has largely been dominated by Inter or Juventus. And there has been a couple of third place inclusions, Benevento and Chievo, and obviously Udinese. But yeah, other than that though, we can see that Inter Milan and Juventus are dominating Italian football. Now it's time to check out the German league. The last 20 to 40 years has been pretty much either Bayern Munich or Dortmund winning the Bundesliga, so there's not been a lot of change in that sense, but let's see if anything has changed in the last 20 years. So Leipzig straight away have broken up the little spell of dominance for both teams, only for the season it seems, as Bayern Munich then go on a heavy run of winning back-to-back titles before Hamburger win it in 72-73 and 74-75, while the rest of the years since then have been back to Bayern Munich, so the Bayern Munich machine is strong. A few noticeable second places, Stuttgart, and obviously Hamburger, and even Hertha Berlin. Third places, FC Cologne, Stuttgart, Mönchengladbach, and your usual candidates Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, and Leipzig. So, despite there's a few breaks in Bayern Munich's dominance of winning the league, I still think Bayern Munich are the team to beat if they want to win the league. Obviously, that just sounded dumb. You know what I meant. So now let's head over to France and see if Paris Saint-Germain's dominance is strong. So prior to this French league check-in, we can see that Paris had won it 30 years in a row. I've just checked. And if I slowly scroll up, see if they can make it 50 years in a row of winning the French league. So I'm just going to slowly scroll up, see if anyone breaks the dominance. Literally no one. Paris have won the French league 50 years in a row. That is what dominance is known as. There's a few noticeable second places. EA Guingamp, Saint Etienne, Nice, Bordeaux. But then obviously you got strong teams like Lyon, Lille, and so forth. But I haven't seen Monaco in the top lot for quite a while. Again, the same old teams. Nimes finished third in 72-73, and so did Angers in 70-71. But Monaco finished third in the 59-60 season, so unless I'm missing them, but I don't think they've really troubled the top three for at least 20 years. So now it's time to go and check out the Champions League. If you had a chance to watch the last episode, we left that episode with RB Leipzig beating Derby to become the Champions League winners, and that was in the 59-60 season. So let's see if there's any other inclusions of Leipzig winning the Champions League. So the year after, Arsenal beat Watford, an English final in Rome. Then Man City beat Inter. Arsenal twice against Bayern Munich and Paris, and then Paris beat Derby. So look how many English teams are in the finals. Look, nearly almost every year, just in that little spell here. And then Arsenal beat Galatasaray at the San Siro. Then Arsenal won it again against Derby, another English final. Derby beat Zurich and Munich, keep it in England. Inter beat Bayern. Then Derby won the Champions League once more against Juventus. And Paris beat Hertha Berlin. Berlin get into the final. And then it's gone to Juventus, who beat Inter. Paris against Barca. Munich then beat Arsenal. Paris beat Barca. Arsenal beat Tottenham in the Champions League final. Can you imagine? And then Paris beat Barcelona. And then Tottenham, 2 years later, won themselves a Champions League by beating Barcelona in Turkey. And to finish that off, Barcelona beat Paris in the 79-80 season at Old Trafford. Wow. That was quite some story there. The amount of teams that won it and how well it's managed. You know, there's always an English team in the final. Well, not always, but a lot. Let's see if England have had just as good luck in the Euro Cup, aka Europa League. So as you may remember in the last episode, we had Getafe winning the Europa League against Dortmund. So as we scroll up, we can see that Tottenham beat Red Star. So again, England have managed to get to another final. Newcastle stays in England, beat Galatasaray. Lille then beat Palace, another English team. Watford beat Alaves. More English. Man City beat Tottenham. Palace beat Sparta Prague, well on Palace. Alaves beat Victoria Pilsen. Watford beat Bilbao. Galatasaray beat Zurich. Chievo beat Villa. So that's a new team added to the Euro Cup mix. Well done, Chievo. Tottenham beat Meza. Oh my god. Yeah, that one. And then Juventus beat them. Hertha Berlin beat Arsenal. LASK from Austria beat Porto. Inter Milan beat United. Brighton, again with a European trophy, had beaten Derby. Inter Milan have beaten Bayern Munich. Tottenham win another trophy by beating Dortmund. IFK Norrköping beat Watford. And finally, Porto beat Lask. Wow. Again, Europe's been heavily dominated by the English teams at the moment, which is quite good to see from my point of view. If you're watching from another country, that might not be the case, but at the moment, yeah, the English teams are dominating Europe. But now I'm wondering, if the English teams are dominating Europe, can England, the national team, dominate the World Cup? Let's have a look. The last World Cup was in '58, and that was won by Germany, who beat Spain in Japan. So, as we just said, England obviously dominating in Europe. Can they do themselves justice internationally? Let's have a look. So, Spain beat England, so England did get to a final, and Belarus managed to finish third in the '62 World Cup, and that was held in England. And then Spain won again. They beat Colombia in South Africa. Brazil won it in '70, who beat France in South Korea. Then Spain went on to win it again against Portugal in Germany. And then Germany beat France in Brazil. And that was the last one. But as we can see, '54 was England's last World Cup. So in the last 20 years, they've not managed to win the World Cup. So that kind of dominance from the English country wasn't quite up to par. So it's more about their clubs at the moment. The international team haven't won any major competition since '54. So England's dominance isn't quite so strong at the World Cup. However, they still have a chance to see if they can win some trophies in the European Football Championships. Let's take a look at that one. We did in fact leave the last episode with England being the champions in 2160. They beat Germany in Switzerland, Austria. So let's see if they have, some luck in the European Football Championships. So in '64, Spain beat Austria in Holland/Belgium. England did have some success in the '68 season. They beat Spain in Italy. And then Spain avenged themselves and they beat England in Scotland and Wales. And Spain then again beat England in Russia this time. And finally, Portugal were the current European Football Championship winners who beat France in France. So I suppose England did have a slice of good fortune in the '60 and the '68 season, but since then it's mainly been Spain dominating the international European Football Championships, and then obviously Portugal are the current teams at the moment. So now what we like to do, we like to check out the world's most expensive players. So we're going to take a look at the top 3. So the top 3 most expensive players in the world are Christian Martinez, George Rojas and Tommy Koivaranta. So we're going to start with Christian Martinez, who plays for Paris. He's a 27-year-old Colombian, rated at 92 million. So straight away we can see he's obviously got some very high stats. Obviously some are filtered because we're not as a playable manager, but look, dribbling 16, technique 18, flair 20, acceleration 16, balance 19, and a few 17s there, 16, 17. So he looks pretty good. So let's check out his career stats. So he currently plays for Paris. So he started his career in Colombia for junior, and then he went to the Porto B team, and then went to the Porto A team from 71-72 for 5.25 million, and then Paris bought him in 75-76 season for 113 million. And as we can see here, second was Jorge Rojas, who plays for Tottenham. He's a Peruvian, rated at 90 million, and he's 26 years old. So this player's stats are hidden quite a lot, so we can't really say a lot about him, but obviously we know he's pretty decent because look at his value, 90 million. So let's have a look at his career. What's he been up to? So he started in Peru at Crystal, and then he was bought by Osijek in Croatia for 3 million. Then Aston Villa picked him up for 24 million in the 76-77 season, before Tottenham spent 138 million on him in the 79-80 season. And finally, Tommy Koivoranta is an Englishman who plays for Liverpool. He's 25 years old, rated at 88 million. Let's have a look. So this guy, we can see a few of his stats. Some are filtered, so we'll have to make an estimate on that. But even just looking at the graph, you can kind of tell he's pretty well rounded. You know, again, he's got good acceleration, balance, and agility. His dribbling's really good. First touch is excellent. Passing is really good, and so is his technique. And we can see he's obviously got 31 caps and 16 goals for England, so he's obviously good enough to be in the top 3. So let's have a look at his career stats. Started his career off at Burnley. He spent 4 years there before Liverpool bought him for 52 million in the 73-74 season. One added thing that I did want to add in this video today was to check out the league rankings in the world. And as we can see here, the top 3, would you believe it? Denmark is rated as the best league in the world at number 1. And England, the English Premier League, is ranked 2nd. And the French Ligue 1 Uber Eats is 3rd. Followed by the Bundesliga, Serie A, and Spanish First Division. And in 7th place is the Czech First Division. Wow. Denmark is the best league in the world. So if you want to enjoy your football and watch some good football, I suggest watching the Danish league. I really appreciate you watching if you're still watching at this point in the video. That is really appreciated. And I do hope to see you again in the next video. But until then, take care and goodbye.